Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Was Betrayed by UA High and Got Ban's Powers movie. Before we start, please go support ancalagonintheblack for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Deku is a male in this story. App 1. In Class 1A, the strongest class that had Izuku Midoriya, the boy who possessed One for All, there was also his sister Izumi Midoriya. For him everything was fine, apart from the fact that he had Ichako Uraraka, his girlfriend, after the attack of the UA, but something would happen that day that he didn't know was happening against him, and it would ruin his life. All Might. Director, why did you call us? Nezu. Well, we received a tape from someone anonymous and it says important. When they played the tape, we saw how Izuku entered the room where he had information from the UA to go out and give it to Tamura after telling him that they were going to train in a place where it was perfect to attack All Might. All Might. Damn unhappy traitor, I gave him One for All. Midnight. We have to show this to Class 1A. At that point they called everyone in the class except Izuku, they showed them the video, and many had a great anger towards the green-haired boy. After that day Izuku was called to a dark room where he entered that was illuminated by a light in the center, so it was put there. Izuku. Why did they call me? Something happened. At that point an explosion hit him squarely in the back, sending him flying, but he crashed into the wall. Izuku. That blast, Kaken, why are you attacking me? Then he receives a kick. After the attack the lights turned on and everyone saw his attack. Before Izuku says anything they attacked him, leaving him in bad shape. Izuku. Why are they attacking me? At that he receives electricity from Kaminari. Lita. And you still ask it, traitor. Izuku. Traitor. I didn't do any betrayal. At that he receives acid from Mina. Uraraka. Don't try to lie, we know you betrayed us, damn it. That broke Izuku's heart as his girlfriend attacked him. Izuku. Tell me why they attack me. Bakugo. Damn nerd, we saw how a tape showed you that you gave information to the League of Villains. That's when All Might enters to approach Izuku. Izuku. All Might, you know that I didn't betray them. At that All Might takes out the One for All on Izuku, which caused him great pain. All Might. Damn traitor, I trusted you with everything and you betrayed me. Just then the other heroes arrive to put chains on Izuku. Izuku. Where are you taking me? Present Might. The only place where rats like you can go, deep in Tartaros. That's when they were taking Izuku out of the UA. There were people throwing things at Izuku. On the news you could see two green-haired guys in one place. Izumi. It can't be that my damn evil brother has betrayed us. Inko. No. Izumi. What? Inko. He is not your brother and he never will be. And that in Tartars you could see how Izuku was dragged by the guards while the prisoners congratulated him. Izuku was taken to the deepest part of Tartars so that chains were put on him in a cell and they left him in that place. Izuku. Too bad, I wanted to be a hero, but the same damn people betrayed me. It's true what the villains say, heroes don't give hope, they take it away, they say they are heroes, but the truth is that they only put a big word of great importance to pretend that they are. Well, if I can't be a hero and I don't want to be a villain, I won't be one, I'll leave this place and I'll kill everyone. That's when he falls asleep because of all the wounds that without realizing it were healing on their own, apart from the fact that he was very tired. App 2. Once Izuku fell asleep he was in his mental space, but he began to hear footsteps, which he did not understand why he heard footsteps. Izuku. Who's there? And what the hell do you want? At that point he saw a blue-haired man with a touch of grey, who had a tattoo of a fox on the side of his body and a scar. I introduce myself, I am Ban, the Fox of Greed from the 7 Deadly Sins. Izuku. Fox of Greed. 7 Deadly Sins. Ban. You see, boy, I'm going to tell you my life so you understand. At that Izuku approached and Ban began to tell about his life, how he dealt with his sins and how he had eternal life. Izuku. Okay, but what are you doing here? Ban. Well, since I saw how they betrayed you and that this League of Villains are the culprits, I chose you as my reincarnation, you will have all my powers. Izuku. Yes, but it will be difficult since I am deep in Tartars. Ban. Don't worry about that, let it take control of your body for a few moments and then you will train. Izuku. Okay. At that point, when Izuku's body opened its eyes, he could see Ban's eyes, so he broke the chains, activating the alarm. Izuku. Ban, 0 signal. At that moment, as soon as the guards opened the door, everything went black, so he took the opportunity to leave the place. Outside of the Tartars, Izuku's body was in the forest, and Ban returned control to him. Izuku. Well, what will I do? Ban. You're going to train all my skills in this time. During the time that Izuku left Tartars, Ban made antennas until he was exhausted and most of the time until he died, learning the 0 signal. This technique cost him as he tried to hide his presence 100%. He learned fox hunting. This technique was used to him. It was a little easier to learn since he only had to attract some objects, although the part that if something gets in his way was difficult only in that part. Another part that he learned was physical hunting. This was difficult for him not to having no one to fight with, since this technique was about having to steal energy, according to the attacks he received from his enemy. He also learned Hunter's Feast, although he learned this technique at the beginning, because he didn't know how to use it, he stole more than what he had. It made him explode and as time went by he learned to use it well. It left him very tired, so Ban forced him to train his physique more. He also learned to use the sacred weapon with which he learned to use. As time went by he adapted. Better for his regeneration, so if he was pierced or had poison or something, he didn't feel anything, although Ban, when using his immortality to revive his wife, losing his immortality, could only give him enough to regenerate, although he can die of old age, although if he goes to purgatory will not get older, nor can a commandment like peace affect it, in the UA. All Might. Damned Izuku escaped. Midnight. We need ideas to kill him. Nezu. And how about we free Stain? The teachers thought about that until they accepted the idea. In the class almost everyone was very angry since Izuku escaped from Tartars, although they found out that they would send Stain to kill him, they were happy, and Tartars you could see the heroes in front of them. Stain. Stain. What do you want? All Might. We want you to kill Izuku Midoriya. Once you kill him, return to this place, that's all. Stain. I knew he is a traitor so I accept. A sacred treasure Karak house. App 3. Izuku had changed a lot to the point of being the same as Ban, except that his hair was green at the tips and he still had his freckles, which was the only thing that showed that he was him. Izuku was walking calmly until he had to dodge a knife that was coming at him. His face, when he looked from where he came to see Stain. Izuku. I see they sent the hero killer to kill me, how thoughtful. Stain. I agreed to kill you because you are the one who betrayed All Might, a true hero. At that he tries to cut him with his katana, but Izuku easily dodges him by jumping up a tree branch. Izuku. Another one, they don't understand that they blamed me, the League of Villains created that tape so that they would believe it and say that it worked. Stain. If I kill you they will give me my freedom, All Might himself promised me that. Izuku. That's a lie, I'm like you, but unlike you I don't see anyone as a hero, they only use that title to pretend that they are, and if I can't be a hero, and I don't want to be a villain, I won't be, neither of us will be something new that no one has seen before. At that point Stain got tired of talking, so he threw himself at Izuku who only dodged Stain without any problem, but he became overconfident, so he managed to give him a slight cut, so he walked away. Izuku. You finally managed. At that Stain licks the blood. Izuku. How disgusting you are. But it was completely paralyzed. In Izuku's mind. So if he licks his opponent's blood it paralyzes him. Stain went against Izuku wanting to cut off his head, but he managed to come out of the paralysis, so he dodged a katana in time to kick him that sent him flying. Izuku. I didn't expect a good quirk. Stain. Thank you very much for the compliment, you are the first to tell me since the others died before saying it. Izuku. Then I have to feel good about that. Stain. Yes. At that Izuku takes out his sacred weapon to start fighting against Stain, although the guy was impressed by his skill with nunchucks, Izuku in one movement managed to hit him in the leg, followed by another in the face to go with another to the belly, and finish with a last one in the face, sending him flying. Stain. It's a shame that someone like you sent me to kill. Izuku. And I don't use my power because if I did you would have already died. Stain became more serious, so he sent a large number of knives at Izuku, but he blocked them all, but Stain appeared behind him to kick him, followed by a blow that crashed him into a tree. He quickly licked the blood to leave him paralyzed, and without wasting time, he went against him, stabbing his katana into his heart, causing Izuku to spit out a large amount of blood and stop breathing. Stain left the place in Izuku's mind when he did that. Man. Why didn't you finish off that guy? Izuku. I want to surprise everyone so you better think I'm dead instead of alive. At that he gets up to leave the place, with Stain when he arrived with the heroes he told them how he killed Izuku. Stain. Although what intrigued me was that when he said that if he used his power he would have already killed me, but hey, they will give me my freedom. All Might. Yes about that. At that point he hits him to send him to Tartars again to Stain. In Stain's mind. It's like that boy said there are no heroes anymore. App 4. After Izuku's fight against Stain, Izuku's death was announced, but when this happened, a girl from class 1A, upon hearing that and arriving home, only went to her room to cry in peace. After all those events the boys were already in the camp, just when the attack of the villains happened, unlike the original story. The villains forced them to all gather in the building, but they managed to defeat the villains, although they ended up tired, but the bad thing was that he appeared muscle to make everything worse. Muscular. Well, I hope one of you is 100 to fight me. Koda. That's the villain who killed my parents. No one knew what to do since no one, not even together, could do anything. Muscular. Well, if no one comes for me, I'll go for you. Muscular went against everyone, but before he did anything, he kicked him away from all of them. Hey, you know something, none of them deserve to live or my forgiveness for what they did to me, but hey, you're the only one who can take me to Tamura Kurogiri. No one knew who he was until they saw the green tips of his hair and the freckles on his face, so they screamed. Everyone. Izuku. The girls blushed because he now had a great physique, apart from the fact that the clothes he had on showed more, but only one of the girls was happy when she saw Izuku. Praheda Izuku. Muscular. But well, look who we have here and he's still alive. Izuku. Well, what can I tell you? I can't die because first I have to find Tamura Kurogiri. Muscular. If Stain doesn't kill you, I will. At that, Muscular went against Izuku, who took out his weapons to start a fight that was being dominated by Izuku since he was still calm, but due to carelessness, he received a blow that sent him into the trees. Muscular. You are a great opponent and that is why I will have to use something against you. Everyone sees how he takes out one eye to put another one in so that his muscles grow. Muscular. Prepare to feel a muscle tear. When he went against Izuku, he received him with a punch combo to push him away from him. Muscular, in response to this, attacked again, but unlike before, this time he kept the fight longer since the two were evenly matched. Muscular. You're good. Izuku. Well, what can I tell you, you're not that bad in this fight. Muscular. How about I tell you that I know where All for One is located? That left Izuku in shock since it was assumed that no one but the two of them knew where All for One was, so he took advantage of Muscular to change his eye to use all his power and hit him that sent him flying. Muscular. Well, that will leave him in his place for a while, now what was he doing with you? At that, Izuku calmly walked towards Muscular with a smile that everyone noticed and left Muscular surprised. Izuku. Hey Muscular, can you tell me where All for One is? Muscular. What? At that, Izuku appeared in front to hit him with a lot of angry blows with his weapon. Izuku. I said if you can tell me where All for One is, damn you evil born. The last thing he hits is a blow that sends him flying. Tika. Izuku. Izuku goes to Muscular to give him another blow that took all the air out of him, followed by a kick that buried him in the floor when Muscular began to get up, trying to go against Izuku, which intercepted him to give him another blow that sent him into the air, but Izuku he appeared in front of him, and with a blow from Meso, he knocked him to the ground. This left everyone in shock to see how Izuku was massacring Muscular without mercy. Izuku, when approaching Muscular, grabbed him by the hair to lift him up. Izuku. Tell me now, will you tell me where it is? Muscular. I won't tell you anything, but even if I wanted to I couldn't since we don't have much time. Izuku stood back watching as Todoroki sent a huge amount of fire that hit full force. When everyone approached they saw an unconscious Muscular and the upper part of Izuku. I don't remember the name of that, if it was a cape or what that was. It was carried by the wind, but the girl took it to put it on her chest. Mina. Well, if Stain didn't kill Izuku, Todoroki did. Almost everyone was happy because Izuku supposedly died without knowing that he was watching them from afar for the zero signal to leave, although the girl swore she saw him. Hap 5. After Izuku's supposed death, the boys saw how Kurogiri took the villains from the place with Bakugo. When they went to rescue Bakugo, they were the entire class 1A, although the girl who took Izuku's clothes put them on as well. Going undercover, which worked since no one noticed them, everything would happen normally until the part of All Might's fight against Afo. This time the students, although they were separated by different places in the battle zone, were still in the place. Also, what would be different would be that this time Afo beat All Might since he couldn't take it anymore. Afo. Hey All Might, how's Izuku? Or I forgot he's dead. All Might. Don't name that traitor. Afo. Ha 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 ha. All Might. What are you laughing at? Afo. It's just that we created the tape that we sent them so that they would believe that his successor was actually a traitor, Toga. At that, Toga transforms into Izuku and everyone felt bad for betraying Izuku, but All Might and two more green-haired people, because one was because he didn't believe his successor and the others because it was his family. Afo. Seriously, they are stupid, but well, I'll finish you off. All Might. How can I call myself a symbol of peace if I can't trust my successor and have him killed? At that, Izuku approaches the girl and takes what belongs to her. Izuku. Hey, miss, this looks good on you and everything, but it's mine, don't be a bandit, I'll take care of that. The girl blushed because of what Izuku said, and before Afo gave her the last blow, a song was heard. Izuku. If you take one sip you will live 100 years, if you take 2 sips it will be 200 more years, but if you take it all you will be immortal. When everyone looks at the person who caused the song, they see Izuku, the one who was betrayed. Afo. Stay alive Izuku Midoriya or I have to call you Hero Deku. Izuku. In fact Deku died in tatters, but something better came out of it than being stupid. Call me Izuku the Fox of Greed the Immortal Bandit. That left the classmates and the Midoriya sad since Izuku did not accept his last name and with his words that boy named after the Deku hero died because of him. Afo. Do you really think you can beat me? Izuku. Well yeah. At that Izuku goes against Afo to give him a blow followed by a kick. Izuku did not stop because he appeared behind him to give him another blow followed by an attack from his sacred treasure that left him lying on the floor. Izuku. That was it, not that you were very strong. At that point he turns around to leave but. Girl. Izuku behind you. When Izuku turned around, his chest was pierced by Afo's arm, leaving everyone sad because they thought that now he was going to die, but they were impressed to see that he put a smile on his mouth to take Afo's arm and give him a hug. Blow to everyone's surprise, but then Afo gets up. Afo? How is it possible? Izuku? Didn't you listen to me? I'm the Immortal Bandit or also the Living Dead, you can't kill me. He said it as his wound closed. Izuku went against Afo having a very even fight, but Afo little by little lost strength without knowing why, although Izuku at one point took off his top to give it back to the girl so that she could have it for a while as the fight went on. Afo was getting weaker, but Izuku's muscles were growing more and more. Afo? What's wrong with me? Izuku? It is my special ability fox hunting, while I fight with you this ability allows me to steal my enemy's strength during combat. In that case he hits him a lot since he couldn't defend himself Afo, because between the battle against All Might that left him tired, plus Izuku's ability that took out much more strength, he didn't have much strength, barely being able to stand up to hit. There was a bit of a fight, but Izuku wouldn't let poor Afo sit still for even a second. Izuku. You know something, my power gives me different abilities, my power is just as it says, my sin lets me steal anything. At that point, he gave him another blow while stealing more energy from Afo, who could no longer take it anymore, so Izuku, using Karakhouse, hit him with a blow that sent him into the air and then was on top of him, and with all his strength, he gave another blow that sent him to the air. Floor leaving him out of combat, Izuku took his clothes and put them back on as he deactivated his power, although that's why he fell to the floor, but still conscious. Izuku. Damn I absorbed a lot of energy. And that he is surrounded by the heroes. All Might. Izuku, I apologize for not trusting you, let us help you. Izuku. Do you want me to be a hero again? All Might. Yes. Izuku. I'm not even jokingly going back to you, I was already denied being a hero, and I don't want to be a villain, so I won't be either of the two, I'm something new and I'm leaving. All Might. Everyone catch it. When everyone went for him, even most of his class fell to the floor. All Might. But what? Izuku. Even if it's risky, I'll use it, Hunter's Feast. As he leaves the place at great speed to reach the forest and ends up fainting on the floor from using a lot of energy, the heroes and the Midoriya family were sad because not only did they find out that they were wrong to turn their back on Izuku, but because they couldn't take him with them and he ran away, but only one person smiled. Chap 6. After Izuku's fight against All for One, the heroes tried to get the boy to return to the UA to show his apology, but he escaped from the place and arrived in a forest, becoming unconscious due to the use of stealing energy due to what they went through. 2 days after which he woke up in a very comfortable bed in a room that was as if it belonged to rich people, which made him strange, and even more so when he saw that he didn't have his coat that he took from the girl, but he was taken out of his thoughts when he saw that she door opened showing the same girl he recognized. Izuku. Momo, why did you bring me here? And how many heroes are there nearby? He said it trying to get out of bed and get into a battle pose, but when he did so he fell because he was not yet recovered. Momo. Izuku, you're still not okay, go back to bed. The girl helped him back to bed, but noticed that she had her coat on. Momo. I brought you because I found you unconscious and there is no hero. Izuku. Why are you helping me? How did you find me and above all, why do you have my coat? The girl blushed at what the boy said. Momo. Well, the way I found you is that when everyone thought Todoroki killed you, I managed to take your coat and since most of the boys wanted it, I put a tracker on it so I would never lose it. I have it because I like it and I feel better with it. Knowing that it was yours. Izuku. And you think I'm protecting you? Momo was surprised because the boy knew what she thought. Izuku. I knew it from the look on your face. Momo. And the reason I helped you was not because All for One said about your innocence, but because I knew before that you were innocent. Izuku. And why didn't you help me before? Momo. At first I didn't know very well, but as time went by something inside me told me that you are innocent. Izuku at first didn't believe her much, but she remembered how when everyone hit him she didn't want to attack him, then when Todoroki supposedly killed him, she was crying when she grabbed his coat, but although no one noticed she said yes and finally, when she gave the nod. He screamed and started crying when all for one ran through him. Izuku. Well, I'll trust you for now, but I won't trust you completely. The girl smiled at what Izuku said. Momo. Izuku had a doubt. Izuku. And which one is it? Momo. It was when I saw you fighting with your nunchucks and it's, can you train me? Izuku was thinking until he came up with an answer. Izuku. Okay, I'll train you, but you don't have to tell anyone about me. The girl just nodded her head. Izuku got out of bed with difficulty and started walking, but the girl helped him. Momo. What are we going to do? Izuku. Train if that's what you asked of me. The girl smiled at that, so they went to a part of the house where Izuku taught her how to fight hand to hand and his movements with the nunchucks. 2 days passed and Izuku already felt 100, but at Momo's request he stayed in on the second day. The girls agreed to go sleep at Momo's house, and she accepted but with difficulty, since she did not want Izuku to be discovered. They did it because there were 9 days left until classes started. Momo on the phone. Hey, hide, the girls vowed to go sleep at my house. Izuku on the phone. Okay. The girls arrived at Momo's house, leaving their things ready to sleep, but they saw a room that looked like it had the mark of a fox. Mina. Momo, is this door new? Seeing that it was the door to Izuku's room, Momo got nervous. Momo. Yes, but it's in repair. That left the girls in doubt since normally when one of their doors or places in repair, it has something that says not to pass in. When they ate they saw how Momo brought a plate of food to the door to enter and then leave without knowing that they saw her. At night, when almost everyone went to sleep, Mina got up and woke up Uraraka and Izumi to see what she was hiding in the room. With a flashlight they went and opened the door to enter. Izumi. This room is fine, it doesn't need repairs. Uraraka. But what is he hiding then? Mina. Apparently a boy. He said it, pointing the flashlight at the bed, revealing Izuku, who covered his face completely with a pillow, and his fox mark could not be seen through the blankets, but his well-defined torso was making the girls drool with a blush at least. They approached little by little until Mina took the pillow from her face, revealing that it was Izuku, and they gave a scream that woke up the other girls. Momo. They didn't discover it. Jiru. Who? Izuku slowly opened his eyes to see them, and they fell to the floor out of fear. The other girls ran until they saw the door with a fox mark that closed by itself. That scared the girls except Momo, who knew very well who it was. I closed it that way without touching it, with the ones inside. Izuku got out of bed to walk slowly at 3. Izumi. Ani-chan. Mina. Izuku, I'm sorry for throwing acid on you. Uraraka. I'm sorry for wanting to leave you for Bakugo or Lita. At that, due to a push from Momo, she managed to open the door to see the scene of the scared girls and Izuku with an angry face and having a gun in hand, so she stood in front of him to stop him. Momo. Calm down Izuku, they were just curious and it was my fault that they came in, go back to sleep. Izuku without saying anything went back to bed to sleep. Momo. Well, you guys go out. When the outsiders came out they were also surprised since Izuku, that boy who everyone treated as a traitor, was sleeping at Momo's house, so they went to the living room. Mina. Momo, why did you never tell us that Izuku slept at your house? Momo. He has been sleeping in this place for 2 days, apart from the fact that he asked me not to say anything to anyone who was here, but you had to go where he slept. Izumi. We have to tell All Might about this. Momo. Don't do it, Izuku is still very angry with everyone. Jiru. Yes, but why not with you? Momo. What do you mean? Jiru. Izuku was obviously very angry, but you sent him to sleep. Momo. I just showed him how to forgive me, anyway let's go to sleep. They all went to sleep. The next day they left Momo's house. Momo. Izuku, I'm sorry. Izuku. No way. That's when Momo leaves her house to go to school. She saw how the teachers and the director of the UA were in front of her house and others surrounding it. Momo. What are you doing here? All Might. We were told Izuku Midoriya, we just want to see if it's true. Momo. This is not entering private privacy. Just then someone touches his shoulder from behind and when he looks it was Izuku. Izuku. Don't worry, I'll take care of all this. At that he started to walk, but his hand was grabbed by Momo. Momo. At least I want to go with you. Izuku felt something inside him but quickly ignored it because he didn't want anything to do with the feelings, so the two of them walked until they were in front of them. Izuku. What do you want? All Might. We just want to talk to you at UA. Izuku. If they leave me alone that way, let's go. Tap 7. After Izuku was found by the heroes and they took him to the UA where he is currently with Momo, who was very attached to Izuku, which he did not understand. When they arrived, they took him to a room where the teachers were together. The heroes of positions 1 to 10. Nezu. Well, young Izuku, we want to talk about a very serious case with you. Izuku. Just talk, I don't like wasting time. All Might. Well, the reason is because we want to know why he escaped from the Totters. Izuku. 1 because I had to train and 2 because I would be in a place where I shouldn't be. Endeavor. What was that when Afo pierced you and you were cured? Izuku. I'm like some kind of immortal, I can only die of old age or something. Nezu. Well, what was that when no one had the energy to follow you? Izuku. My special ability lets me steal anyone's energy or steal other things. Nezu. Well, we want you to be a UA student again. Izuku was thinking about what the director said until he came to something. Izuku. Well, I'll be a UA student, but I want certain things in my room. Nezu. Well, you will have them. Izuku. By the way, I want another name. Izawa. Which one? Izuku. I want the Fox of Greed. After that Izuku left the place with Momo following him. Izuku. Why are you following me? Momo. It's not obvious, you still have to train me. Izuku. Okay. That's how the days passed until the first-year students went to live at the UA, in which the room contest was held. Once they finished, they were about to decide who the winner was, but someone interrupted them. Mina. Wait, all the rooms are here and no others. Izawa. Yes, why? Mina. What's wrong with that door that doesn't belong to anyone? Izawa. Well, you see. At that point, almost everyone was about to open the door, but they are stopped by Momo. Momo. Wait, don't open it, it's on. Jiru. Why? Just then, steps are heard that are slowly approaching the door. Momo. Or not, he doesn't like being woken up like this. Just then the door is open and almost everyone gets a chill. Izuku. What's wrong? Why do they make so much noise? Uraraka. Deku-kun. Izuku. Talk or I'll kill you. Just then he is pulled by the ear by Momo. Momo. What did I tell you not to talk that way? Izuku. What's wrong with them waking me up? Jiru. We're doing a room contest. Izuku. No me importa. Uraraka. But can we see your room? Izuku. Okay. That's when they entered and saw a computer. On his bed was his sacred weapon next to the same weapon, that instead of stopping 4 sticks were 3. They also noticed some drawings made by Izuku, that one was of the fox symbol and another was of Ban. Mina. Izuku and this? He said it referring to the drawings. Izuku. The man is Ban, my master, and the other is the fox symbol of greed from the 7 deadly sins. Todoroki. And these weapons? Izuku. Well, the one with 4 sticks is my sacred Kaurak house weapon and the other one is for my student. He said it as he approached the weapons. Kirishima. Are you training someone? Mineta. You said the student is a beautiful girl. At that point, when he took the weapon with 3 batons, he approached Momo to give himself, leaving everyone in shock. Momo. Are you serious about giving it to me? Izuku. You are. Momo. But if before it was yours it was Ban's. Izuku. This is so you're okay. Kirishima. You train Momo. Izuku. Yeah, some problem. Kirishima. No. With that, they all left Izuku's room, spending a while until they knocked on his door, so he opened it. Izuku. What do you want? Izumi. Ani-san, we have to talk. Hap 8. After the dormitories in which everyone saw that Izuku returned to the UA, where they would seek his forgiveness apart from knowing that Izuku trained Momo, so she became very strong. Currently everyone from the UA was training, although Momo was trained by Izuku to everyone's impression, apart from the fact that those from Class B were also there. They looked at the harsh way in which Izuku trained Momo. At one point, his training ended and Izuku was only talking to Momo, but a voice interrupted them. Sate, the fox of greed met a new girl. At that Izuku looks at him, noticing a tattoo on his arm, so they stared at each other, creating tension in the atmosphere, worrying everyone because it seemed that these two were about to fight. After all the destruction that the two of them did, everyone was looking like what the hell was happening right now. Jiru. Momo, do you know who that blonde is? Momo. No. Izuku. And where are the others? Meliodas. They're on their way, it won't take long. Bakugo. Hey, who the buck are you? Meliodas. I am Meliodas, the dragon of wrath and captain of the 7 deadly sins. That's when the other sins come into play. King. So here you were. Izuku. It's just a few little things. Diane. And anything new? Izuku. Not the usual. Lita. Excuse me, but who are you? King. I am King the lazy bear from the 7 deadly sins. Said a boy who was floating. Diane. I am Diane the snake of envy. The giant said while Mineta had a perverted face. Gother. I am Gother the goat of lust. The doll said in a pose. Merlin. I am Merlin the boar of gluttony. Said the strongest mage of all. Escanor. I am Escanor the lion of pride. Said a man who looked skinny. Meliodas. And together we are the 7 deadly sins. Hiroshima. And how strong they are or what their scale would be from strongest to weakest. Merlin. The weakest would be Diane, although she alone can wipe out an entire kingdom without problems. Then there is Gother, but the most dangerous thing about him is his power of invasion. Gother. I can enter their minds and do whatever I want, like erase memories and change things in their minds, like for example that boy Mineta was looking at that girl Momo's breasts during his training with Izuku, and his biggest fear is Izuku. Just then Mineta is sent flying by a kick from Izuku. Merlin. After King, but don't let them fool you, your pillow can turn into different things, which gives you a huge advantage. King. With one of the shapes of my spear I need to make a small cut in you, and you will be stone. Merlin. Then there is me, honestly I experiment with people sometimes or other things, but I would like to put that Mineta in my experiments. Mineta. If someone loves me. Izuku. Yes, but you're going to die. Merlin. Then Izuku goes next, almost lastly the captain. Meliodas. I can only finish off that all-mighter all-for-one guy. That left everyone in shock, but seeing how Izuku ended up with all-for-one, the idea wasn't so crazy anymore. Merlin. And the strongest is Escanor. The Kugo. That bag of bones. Izuku. Don't let that weak appearance fool you, on the inside he is the strongest of all humans, and when it is noon he is much stronger because his power reaches its maximum, not even the Cap and I together can against him. That impressed everyone that someone who looked so weak could be so powerful. Meliodas. But we didn't come to visit for nothing, Izuku, the commandments are returning, and the 7 sins need to end this once and for all together with the Demon King. Izuku. Count on me, I'll finish them all off. Kendo. Like what commandments? Meliodas. They are a group of demons chosen by the Demon King himself to take over the entire world and lead it to imminent chaos, but we will have to finish them off. Izuku. And with his king. Momo. At least they're going to stay a few days. Meliodas. Yes, I don't see why not. At that point they went to tell Nezu, who was surprised by this, so he let the sin stay in the UA. Pap 9. After Izuku met up with the other sinners again, they would be talking about the topic of what they were going to do, since the commandments were going to appear sooner. All this in the room where everyone looked at the sinners who after a few moments realized that they were looking at them. Meliodas. Hey Izuku, this time I don't want you to end up dead like Ban. Hiroshima. But if he's immortal, how is he going to die? Meliodas. We demons can take out the soul once they took it out of Ban's previous sin for that reason. Momo, upon hearing that, worried about Izuku since he could die. Izuku. Anyway, I'm going to go out for a walk. Izuku left the UA to walk until at one point a girl bumped into Izuku, making him look at her. Girl. Help me. Izuku. Wait, what's your name? And what happens? At that moment a man would appear. Man. Thank you for finding my daughter Eri, come now. Hearing this, Eri clung closer to Izuku, who realized what was happening. Izuku. I don't know, but judging by her bandages you don't take good care of her, and she became more attached when you showed up. Precisely at those moments Momo would appear because she wanted to talk to Izuku. Izuku. Momo, take this girl and keep her safe, her name is Eri. Momo takes Eri away from the place. Man. They're not going to want to mess with me. Izuku. I bet you Overhaul, I heard about you and I want to test how strong you are. He said it while going against Overhaul, who took off his gloves only to receive a punch from Izuku, followed by a kick that lifted him into the air, so that he received another blow that left him on the floor. Izuku. Not that you were very strong. Overhaul touched Izuku's arm, causing it to explode, so that he received another blow from Overhaul that took out his leg, so the man was about to go for Eri. Izuku. Hey, you forgot something. When he turned around he received a blow from Izuku and looked impressed at how he had his parts back. Overhaul. How? Izuku. I am Izuku the Fox of Greed, the undead or immortal bandit. He said it, followed by taking out his sacred treasure and starting to hit Overhaul, who couldn't defend himself until he ended up leaving the alley totally injured while thinking of a way to fight someone who is literally immortal, trying to send pointed pillars through Izuku's chest, but in a single movement he reached him to kick him, followed by taking his head and crashing him against the floor, making him completely out of combat, and the heroes arrived who recognized the villain, so they took him to carry, he said it, while Izuku returned to Momo, who was with a girl. Izuku. Hello Eri, I have good news, that man will no longer bother you. Eri. No, seriously. Izuku. Yes, why don't you tell us what he did to you? At that Eri would begin to tell them all what Overhaul did to the girl, so Izuku would be very angry about this, while Momo hugged a completely crying Eri, calming her down. Izuku. It would be better to go back to the captain. I feel like something bad is about to happen. While they were returning, you can see in a cave how 10 beings began to come out, having an aura of darkness. App 10. After Izuku is in charge of rescuing Eri apart from having a fight with Overhaul, Izuku went to where Meliodas was to talk to him about the approaching issue of the commandments, since all the sins felt dark energies, so everyone went to one point. Izuku. Captain. Meliodas. Yes, I know, they came back and are free. Escaner. But how? Merlin. A lot of time has passed, more than 3,000 years, and it is most likely that the seal has weakened. Meliodas. Izuku knows very well that you have to take care of a certain Overhaul, so I let you go. And that all sins were gone. Izuku. Captain, remember when I went to look for you in purgatory? Meliodas. Yes, if necessary I ask you to do it again. Izuku. You don't need to say it because I will. After that the days passed and one went after Overhaul, finding one of the precepts of death, but he was detained so they entered the house. Mirio. Now. Izuku. Just find the damn one and defeat him. He said it as they entered a place, starting to run, but at one point Izuku stopped and the others did the same. Izawa. What time is it? Izuku. It's kind of strange, but it's like the walls are moving. At that point, with his Shakos, he attacked a part where the wall hit and a scream sounded, making it clear that it was someone with a wall quirk. Mirio. We're going for Overhaul. At that they began to run for a while until they saw Overhaul. Izuku. Looks like we're going to have a little fight. The man with the gun tried to shoot, but Mirio used his quirk, while Izuku blocked him with his Shakos, so that a movement would attract him to the man, so that Mirio could hit him. Izuku. Let's get this over with. At that Overhaul tried to throw some spikes, but Mirio dodged them, while Izuku just stood still receiving the attack, so that it went against Overhaul being in front of him to give him a blow that sent him breaking through a wall. Izuku. That was because of Eri. Izuku went against Overhaul, but he touched him so that he destroyed half of his body up, but Izuku rearmed, as if nothing had happened to give him a full blow causing him to be sent flying, but in a moment Mirio appeared and gave him a full blow. So that Izuku gave him another blow, sending him crashing into a wall, but this angry man sent a bunch of bucking things which they dodged as if nothing had happened, so that Izuku could see how the villain had some changes. Izuku. I'll finish this, Signal 0. He said it while everything turned dark and he went through all the bucking things to stay behind Overhaul and everything returned to normal. Overhaul. How? Izuku. You missed me. In the streets everything began to fall while an Overhaul was seen lying on the floor unconscious while Izuku was as if nothing had happened. Ryukyu. How well everything ended. Izuku made a serious face. Izuku. It's not over. He said it while something fell from the sky, revealing Galland. Ryukyu. Who is this? Izuku. Don't come closer, everyone get out of here. Uraraka. Pork. Izuku. Just do it. This is not a human and not something to be taken lightly. He said it while looking at Galland who raised his head, revealing himself completely while everyone left. App 11. After they finished off Overhaul only for a being to fall from the sky, who had a red armor at which everyone looked, but only one of them recognized the perfection because of what he was thinking about all the things that demon could do. Mirio. Who are you? Izuku. Mirio, don't waste words with Galland, the commandment of truth. Galland. So you know me. Izuku. Mirio, I want you and the others to try to get as far away from this place as possible, this guy is dangerous. Galland. Don't take care of the battle site that I take care of. When he raised his weapon to begin, he received a blow to the face that knocked him to the ground. Izuku. Go now. Mirio would only begin to pay attention to him. Galland. How dare you? Izuku. I am Izuku the Fox of Greed. The boy stared at the demon who only got up. Galland. Since that immortal chose someone to have his power, where is Meliodas? Izuku. The captain is not the most important thing now. Izuku went against Galland who looked at this to pierce his chest with his spear followed by cutting him in half, but Izuku returned to normal to hit Galland that dragged him across the floor. Izuku. Hunter's feast. All the people nearby fell to the ground due to lack of energy, just like Galland. Galland. Damn, that damn technique. He couldn't continue because he had a blow that lifted him into the air and then he received another blow that made him crawl on the floor, but when he got up he received another blow. Izuku. What happened? Weren't you very strong? Galland. Damn you, I'll finish you. At that moment he would use his critical ending. Galland. Hahaha, I'm sorry but I'm not going to hold back. Galland tried to cut Izuku, but when he passed, creating a cloud of dust, a cube was seen surrounding Galland and Izuku. Merlin. Don't destroy everything. Izuku. Well, in that case I will finish you, silent death. At that time it was seen how two of Galen's hearts were destroyed. Alan. Maldito. Izuku. Don't worry, it won't end. He went against Galen so that with his weapon he began to hit him so that one of the blows sent him flying, starting to bounce around the cube, but before he could do anything Izuku decided to end this. Izuku. Fox's cage. At that, 5 hearts left Galen to be destroyed by Izuku. Alan. Maldito. He set it to fall dead on the floor. At that Izuku returned to normal so that he fell to the floor completely tired, so Merlin teleported them to the UA where everyone saw them. Izuku. We don't have to worry about a commandment anymore. Momo. Izuku, you are very tired. Merlin. He faced a warrant for that. Momo. Look, if you die. Izuku. I wasn't going to die, I'm immortal. Momo. It doesn't matter. He said it while taking Izuku's cheek, making the Sins laugh. Tap 12. After Izuku finished the first commandment with Galen so that he was in the UA with the Sins, thinking of a way to defeat the commandments, they saw some papers falling from the sky so that Merlin could take one of those papers. Merlin. Apparently the commandments are planning to have a festival. Izuku. The winner will have a wish. Meliodas. We'll have to go. King. We're practically going to fight against the commandments. Izuku. No. Diane. No. Izuku. This already happened, it ended up being Droll and Gloxinia. Meliodas. Besides, we didn't end well that time. Izuku. But this time we're ready for that time. Eskener. So what are we waiting for, let's go. All the Sins agreed to leave the place. Momo. Wait, you're going to face the commandments. Izuku. Actually 2 of them. Momo. I won't let you go. Izuku. Why? Momo. Look, if you don't come back. Izuku. I'm going back. Momo. Well, I'll let you this time. At that point the Sins began to walk calmly until they reached a part where there was a labyrinth. Izuku. Apparently we each have to take a place. Meliodas. But we will form groups to choose who will go with whom. Izuku. The sea is full of fish. King. He's seriously not doing that. Izuku. Ready, this way. Meliodas. I was just going to take this part. The 2 of them began to walk, bringing a drop of sweat to their Sins. After a while, the 2 of them were walking. Izuku. This seems to have no end. Meliodas. We will only finish this maze if you let us. Izuku. How stupid. Meliodas. What will you do when all this is over? Izuku. Nothing, just spend some time alone. Meliodas. Seriously, you and that Momo girl look really cute together. Izuku. I only taught him how to fight, nothing more. Meliodas. I wouldn't say the same. Izuku. Anyway, I'm getting bored and I want to get this over with. He said it while taking out his gun. Meliodas. I say the same. Between the 2 of them they looked at a wall so that between them they began to attack so that that wall along with the others were destroyed until they stopped doing so that they could see what the other Sins were like. Izuku. Much better. The 2 went with the others to see the 2 commandments. Tap 13. After everyone entered the labyrinth to deal with the commandments, both Izuku and Meliodas entered so that they found themselves in front of the 2 commandments, which looked at the deadly Sins, and one more than another type that was walking around the place. Gloxinia. Well, let's better get this festival started. Droll would make some hand movements so that each one ended up on a pillar. In each pillar there were 4 people per place, while a reporter recorded things from a helicopter. Izuku. What will the rules be like? Meliodas. Maybe like last time, he who wins lives. Izuku. Yes, true. They saw that their opponents were kind of bluebirds which began to fly. Izuku. How will we get there? Meliodas. I don't know, but tell me how things are going in your new life. Izuku. Normally, they betrayed me and I have one more problem than another with everyone. Meliodas. Everyone for sure. Izuku. Now what do you mean? Meliodas. Well, I noticed how you got along so well with that black girl. Izuku. Momo, if she takes care of me for a while, it's the least I can do for her. At the UA. Mina. Momo, they're talking about you. That made him blush black, but he focused on Izuku's words. Izuku. The truth is that I like her the most out of all of them. By the way, have you found Elizabeth yet? Meliodas. Yes, I was going to come today, but well, you already touched Momo. Izuku. Meliodas. You know, touching her breasts or smelling her. Izuku. No, I don't do those things, copy. Meliodas. Well, I'll give you advice on how to do it. Izuku. Don't do it. At that one of the demons attacked Meliodas. Izuku. Captain, you have a leg. Meliodas removed the demon's paw from his head so that the demon could see that his paw was missing when he tried to take Meliodas. Meliodas. Don't change the subject and start touching that girl. Izuku. I won't. Meliodas. Yes, you will. He hits him so that Izuku finishes enzyme of the other demon, noticing that he was dead. Izuku. And what about this one? Meliodas. Apparently he died. Izuku. Look who's changing the subject and I won't do it. He hits him causing Meliodas to finish off the other demon's enzyme, killing him in the same way. Meliodas. Hey Izuku, this is getting boring. Izuku. Yes, true. Meliodas. Don't you want to do something more fun? Izuku. Yes and I know what, zero signal. As he said that, everything went black so that Izuku appeared on the sides of Gloxinia and Droll, hitting each of them, knocking them to the ground. Izuku. Better. Meliodas. Yes, sins get people out of here. The sins would only pay attention to start leaving the place with the civilians, but when Meliodas was about to attack the commandments out of nowhere, some dark things fell from the sky, showing the other commandments in the place. Hap 14. After they arrived to do the festival of the commandments ending in a labyrinth to start fighting followed by them ending up in a fighting class, but they were interrupted by Meliodas and Izuku, so that the commandments arrived at the place and the sins took away the people. Meliodas. It's about time they arrived. Zeldris. You will pay for what you did to us years ago. Meliodas. If they come to kill, I'll tell you that it won't be easy. Meliodas stood in front of Zeldris to stare at him to try to cut him, but it ended in Zeldris cutting off his arm. Zeldris. Prepare yourself. Railroad. Chains of grudge. The chains were placed on Meliodas, not allowing him to move so that he would disappear. Meliodas kicked Zeldris to recover his arm and leave the place, but when he was about to leave, he ended up in the middle of the commandments. Zeldris. You thought we were going to let you go so easily. Before he could do anything Derriere tried to attack him, but Meliodas blocked the blow. Derriere. I waited a long time for this. I would try to give him another blow that he blocked followed by another and another. Monspeed. This way you won't be able to use your full counter. Derriere was going for number 20, but when she was going to give him another one she received a kick that sent her flying. Meliodas. What are you doing here? Izuku. The last time didn't go so well, I'd better help you this time if you like. Meliodas. You're an idiot. Izuku. Well, we idiots understand each other, I take care of one half and the other. Meliodas. Yes. Frodon. It is the fox of greed. Izuku. Zero signal. And that he walked between all the commandments to Melascula, which he took out the head followed by the hearts to step on. Izuku. Let the massacre begin. Izuku went against the commandments to end up fighting against Derriere, since they were clashing fists with each other, they were fighting until Derriere reached his limit. Derriere. 64. He gave the last blow, sending Izuku flying, but he got up as if nothing had happened before the eyes of the commandments. Monspeed. It is impossible for Derriere's combo to hold up. Derriere. How come he can use his arms? Izuku. Let's say I'm immortal. He said it while he was going against Derriere, kicking him, sending him flying, followed by taking out his Shakos and starting to hit Monspeed, who was trying to launch his fire, but Izuku recovered as if nothing had happened, stopping Monspeed's carelessness and starting to hit him several times. Blows with his weapon until a moment that sent him flying followed by dodging a blow from Droll, which only saw how Izuku with a jump reached his head to give him a great blow that caused the giant to fall, so that a large spear hit him. Give it fully. Gloxinia. Let's see if he can handle that. Out of nowhere, Gloxinia receives a cut, with Izuku causing this to go against a fairy, but Derriere hit him, making him move away, followed by Monspeed's fire, so that Droll threw his rocks at him, but the boy came out to go against those commandments. To get some of his energy out of him. Monspeed. What's going on? Droll. I feel weaker. At that point he was hit by Izuku and jumped in front of Monspeed and hit him in the stomach. Before he could do anything, Frodon pierced his stomach so that he could look at him, and a green-haired man would get in front of Frodon to give him a punch. Blow sending it flying. Izuku. Come on, that's all. Out of nowhere he heard a scream and looked as Estarossa pierced one of Meliodas' hearts. Izuku. Damn it. He went against Estarossa to grab him by the neck to try to remove his head, but it didn't work as the demon pierced another heart, as if it were nothing. Estarossa. May I know why you came? Izuku. Damn it. That took more energy to keep trying, but I couldn't. Estarossa. Goodbye, brother. Izuku. Détente. It was too late because Estarossa pierced the last heart so that Izuku could continue trying to break Estarossa's neck. Estarossa. Shut up, you're annoying. That's when Izuku's body explodes and everything seen by all the people of Japan. Hap 15. After the festival of the commandments being interrupted by Izuku and Meliodas ending in a fight against the 10 commandments in which Meliodas ended up dead, although Izuku tried to prevent that but failed to protect his friend from death. In these moments Izuku he was at home depressed. Momo? Are you okay? Izuku? You are. Momo? Do you miss him? Izuku didn't say anything, but the Raven girl saw how he had his fists clenched apart with a look of wanting to kill Esterasa. Izuku? The next time I see him, I swear I'll kill him. Momo took his hand to try to relax him. Momo. Don't worry, you don't have to act that way, you're going to avenge him. Izuku only calmed down because he still didn't understand how he could do that. Izuku. Okay. That's when they saw an explosion near the UA. Momo. What was that? Izuku. Stay inside, those are the commandments. Momo left to warn everyone while Izuku went to the place where he saw the other heroes followed by seeing a white-haired man. When they were going to attack, they all stood still in a crater. Endeavor. What's wrong? We are unable to activate our quirks, clench our fists, or even walk towards him. Esterasa. I am Esterasa who was given the commandment of love, anyone who feels hatred will not be able to attack. Izuku. Of love. Don't buck with me, you killed the captain. Just then someone appeared at the scene. While they were fighting and the others could move, Izuku noticed some commandments being Monspeed and Derriere who were nearby so he went against them. Derriere. Look, it's the guy from before. Monspeed. So it seems. Derriere. I'll finish him off. The girl went against Izuku to give him a blow that the same blockade to see Derriere and hit him in the face that sent her flying followed by taking her weapon and going against Monspeed who tried to throw fire at her, but Izuku dodged it with he easily hit Monspeed, sending him flying as if nothing had happened, but he was hit by Derriere, sending him flying before the eyes of all the heroes. But Izuku got up as if nothing had happened. Izuku. Let's finish what we had pending. Monspeed. I couldn't agree more. Derriere. Immortal yes or no I will finish you. The girl went against Izuku to start hitting him, which Izuku neither blocked nor dodged, receiving all of them squarely, but at one point, during blow number 27, Derriere hit Izuku in the face, but that blow had no force against him. Izuku. That was all. Derriere. But what? Izuku. Don't forget my power outburst. He said it with a smile to hit Derriere, sending it flying as if nothing had happened, followed by jumping to get Derriere to kick it on the floor, followed by seeing Monspeed, who made a bird of fire, but before he threw it, Izuku appeared in front of him to hit him and sent him flying, and his fire went up, causing the enzyme of everyone who saw him to explode. Izuku dodged a blow from Derriere to send him flying with a kick, but he could not dodge an attack from Monspeed that sent him to the UA to get up seeing a huge amount of fire approaching him, but out of nowhere the sound of a bell was heard and the enormous amount of fire was returned to them. Meliodas. What are you doing resting Izuku? Izuku. Captain. Not that he was dead. Meliodas. If you already know about that, by the way I found Elizabeth. Izuku. And who is he? That's when they saw Melissa in the place who had a different eye. Izuku. Hello Melissa. Melissa. Hello Izuku. That's when they saw Escanor approaching, apart from Merlin, who had a commandment in a jar. Pap 16. After the commandments tried to attack the UA, but it ended in a fight in which Escanor defeated Esterasa and Izuku was fighting against Monspeed and Derriere, so that Meliodas appeared in the last moment. At this moment everyone was calm in the UA, although they were going to have an unexpected visit. Izuku. And how was it in purgatory? Meliodas. Well the truth is, I met my father again and we talked for a while, but well, I'm back. Out of nowhere they saw how a plane arrived at the place, attracting everyone's attention. Meliodas. Now what? Izuku. Remember you told me you couldn't find Elizabeth. Meliodas. Yes. That's when they see how a blonde comes to the place. Izuku. Well now her name is Melissa. When the blonde saw Meliodas, she threw herself at him, hugging him while showing an eye that she had from the clan of the goddesses. Meliodas. It's really you. Melissa. Yes. Meliodas began to touch Melissa everywhere, making her blush under everyone's gaze. Izuku. Captain never changes. Meliodas. Did you say something? Izuku. Well now we have to see what we do with the commandments since we finished like 6 of them. Momo. You won't go for them now. Izuku. Try to do that. Momo. I said no. The girl made a movement of her hands making a cut at Izuku surprising everyone. Izuku. Since when can you do that? Momo. A long time ago, I knew a girl named Elaine. That surprised the Sins, but the Raven only showed a smile. Momo. Well Izuku, let's go to UA because tomorrow we have classes. He said it while dragging Izuku along the floor before everyone's eyes. Meliodas. Well, I'm going to make up for some time with Melissa. He said it while he was behind the girl touching her breasts. Merlin. Yes, but we have to talk about something about the commandments. King. What's wrong? Merlin. Soon the demons Chandler and Cusack are going to be freed. That caused the sinners to become serious about this since they knew those demons. Diane. And what will we do? Merlin. We have to take advantage of all the time we have to train and become stronger. Everyone just nodded to go their own way, but Meliodas just let Melissa walk away a little so she could talk to Merlin alone. Merlin. Is something wrong, Captain? Meliodas. Yes, if I use assault mode you know very well that I will not be the same. Merlin. How long will that last? Meliodas. We still have a few days before he goes into assault mode. Merlin. And you want to know if I have a portal to go to purgatory? Meliodas. Yes. Merlin. Lucky for you, if I have a portal to purgatory, you know very well that Izuku will go to purgatory to rescue your feelings. Meliodas. That's right. Just like that he went on his way just like Merlin. Pap 17. After Izuku spoke with Meliodas and that Melissa was present at the scene showing that she is the reincarnation of Elizabeth and Momo is that of Elaine, at this moment the sins were gathered in one place ready to begin a mission since it was Meliodas who called them all. Izuku. Captain, can I know what's going on? Meliodas. Merlin found an abandoned city near here, we think the commandments are in that part. Izuku. So what are we waiting for, let's go. In this way Hawk's mother was present taking everyone along. Hiroshima. Wait, can we go? Merlin. This is not about bringing children. Bakugo. We are not children. Merlin. It doesn't matter. Izuku. If they want to come, let them come but don't get involved. Merlin. Captain. Meliodas. Okay, let them come but like Izuku said, don't get involved. That way the class got up to go to the city in which Izuku and Meliodas were talking a little about their affairs from before his death until they arrived at the city. Zeldris. What did you come with, Meliodas? Meliodas. Zeldris. Meliodas went against Zeldris, but when he tried to hit him, he ended up failing so that he was enclosed in a cocoon of darkness which left him. Izuku. Same trap again. Merlin. Sins come on. They all got off Hawk's breast, but when the class was going to move forward, they ended up being surrounded by a perfect cube. Todoroki. What? King. This is for children, apart from we already said it, they will come, but they won't do anything. That way he left with the sins, which were advancing at full speed, but saw how some skeletons were getting up, so with one blow from Izuku, he ended up destroying several. Izuku. We have to end this. King. These skeletons again. He said it while using his spear attacking the skeletons. Diane used her hammer sending a pile of earth against all the skeletons destroying them, as if nothing followed that Izuku ended up stealing a little energy to destroy them faster, but he noticed how they will rebuild. Izuku. This will be a problem. Merlin. Yes, but not by much. They saw how all the skeletons were burned, being the active Escaner who was destroying them with his axe, as if nothing had happened, so that a kind of giant skeleton began to form. Izuku. This again. King. As for falling to the left. Izuku. To the right. Diane. Are you seriously going to bet on this? Gother. I bet on the back. And just as Gother said, the huge skeleton couldn't hold its weight and ended up falling from behind, so they started giving money to Gother. Izuku. You win this time. King. Next time we're going to win. In the dome where Meliodas was. Meliodas. I don't think you were counting on this. Melascula. Yes, damn Meliodas. Melascula came out while showing his true form, which was a giant snake before the eyes of the sins, who were as if nothing had happened. Pap 18. After they arrived at the place where Meliodas was kidnapped by Melascula, apart from having seen how the skeletons appeared, although they ended up defeating them all, only to see how Melascula appeared at the place with his true form. Izuku. Great, now we have to deal with it. King. Let's just finish her. Izuku launched himself at Melascula trying to remove his heart, but he couldn't, but the demon hit him sending him flying against the floor, causing a crater to form, but the boy got up. Izuku. Damn it. Melascula went against Izuku to try to eat him, but Izuku ended up grabbing the jaws, preventing him from closing his mouth. Melascula. As long as this movement moves my heart they won't be able to take it out. At that moment he threw a liquid from his mouth, hitting Izuku and throwing him to the floor, so that he began to scream in pain. Momo. No Izuku. Melissa. Wait, it's snake acid, we can't touch it. Melascula. And it doesn't matter if he is immortal, he won't be able to heal in time. At that moment Melissa showed her eyes from the goddess clan to remove the acid from Izuku who got up. Izuku. Thank you very much Melissa, I owe you one. At one point, where Meliodas was, the cocoon ended up breaking, drawing Melascula's attention. Melascula. It is releasing. Izuku tried to remove the heart again, but was unsuccessful as the woman hit him, sending him crashing to the floor. Melascula. That won't work. The demon launched herself at Izuku, who only looked at her as he was about to be eaten, but from one moment to the next, she ended up in the sky, noticing that someone had her arm, seeing that it was Momo who was flying with golden wings. Izuku. Momo, you just. Momo. Yes, it's my magic power. The girl's movement caused Melascula's body to end up with cuts on her body, causing her to scream in pain. Izuku. Momo, you better stay away as this will be dangerous. Momo. I'm not going to leave you. At that moment they saw how Melascula was going against Diane to attack her, but the huge girl, with one swing of her hammer, hit Melascula squarely, leaving her stunned so that Melissa could launch a light attack, making her end up being smaller than her. But when he tried to escape he ended up in a jar that was covered by Merlin. Merlin. Ready, now it's better. The magician showed a smile until they saw a part where a tornado of dark matter was made, letting everyone know what was happening, so Escanor jumped to the place while taking Rita in his hands to fall in front of Meliodas. Merlin. Escanor, this is not such an easy fight. Escanor. Don't worry, I'm a good babysitter. Merlin just made a perfect cube surrounding them as they watched Meliodas' assault mode. Hap 19. After they arrived at the city where they ended up facing Melascula, who ended up losing a little with the help of Momo who awakened her Ada powers, at this moment they were seeing a part where Escanor and Meliodas were both in front of the another, looking seriously for them to reach the place, since the two sins were in a perfect cube. Momo. This will be very bad. Izuku. Hey Merlin, let me come in. Merlin. If I do you might die, you understand that? Izuku. I'm immortal no matter what happens in there, I'm not going to die from anything. King. Even so, Escanor isn't going to want help. Othar. But in case Escanor loses, we will need you to take care of him. Izuku. You don't need to say it twice, he is my friend and he needs my help. Momo noticed Izuku's concern, so she could only hold his hand while they watched how the big fight between the two sins was going to be fought. After Escanor's fight against Meliodas, Merlin took out the perfect cube for the sins to go down, seeing how Escanor was still standing. Diane. Without a doubt Escanor is the strongest. Escanor. Did you ever doubt me? Diane. No. Escanor. Better, I will always be the strongest. Merlin approached to punch him in the chest, followed by him falling to the floor unconscious. Hawk. He defeated him with one blow, Merlin is the strongest sin. Izuku. Let's get back, we have to think of a plan. Merlin. It doesn't take long for Meliodas' teachers to wake up. They said it as they left the place, and elsewhere was Zeldris looking at the sky while his teachers were present. Zeldris. It's a pleasure to see you again, Chandler, Cusack. The two demons showed themselves, one with a smile and the other with a serious face. Hap 20. After they defeated Melascula, apart from taking care of Meliodas, who ended up losing control, they were now in the bar in one of the rooms with Meliodas and Escanor in bed, with everyone staring at them, although Melissa was next to the blonde while holding his hand. Izuku. Then the captain lost his feelings. Merlin. I'm afraid so, now it is part of the commandments, and it is more than obvious that they will do everything possible to have it with them. Izuku. This is going from bad to worse. The sins looked at Escanor who did not appear very well. Momo. And what about Escanor? Merlin. He and his magical power don't get along very well, the sunshine is a great power, but at the same time a very dangerous one to the point that it destroys his body. But that everyone looked at the sleeping sin of pride. Izuku. Now what's going to happen? Merlin. If I remember correctly, a few moments ago I felt the magical power of Meliodas and Zeldris' teachers release, so I'm sure one of them will come for Meliodas to take him away. King. That's bad news. Izuku. But we will be waiting for you. Todoroki. I want to help too. Each one of Class A wanted to help, but the sins only looked at them. Merlin. I'm afraid not, this is out of their reach, they can't do anything. Othar. Likewise, you are only there to be heroes, not sinners, we face demons and you are villains, you should not be here in fact. But that the students became depressed, but at one point Izuku noticed how in the distance the sky was beginning to get dark. Izuku. I'm here. Sins came out to see Chandler at the scene. Chandler. Do me the favor of returning the young man. Izuku. Not even in your dreams. At one point Izuku launched himself against a demon who was only looking so he could start attacking, but some giant rocks crushed him so he could see Diane who threw it at him, followed by some blades from King who did not stop attacking, but before Chandler did anything Izuku attacked him. I take a hold. Chandler. You're annoying. At one point he ended up making Izuku explode so that he saw the others ready to attack, but at one point Izuku again took him, but this time he ended up making some cuts on his back. Chandler. Are you immortal? Izuku. Are you a demon? Handler. Tuye. At one point, King's spear hit the demon squarely, causing him to end up flying next to Izuku, so that a huge explosion was present, but Izuku emerged from the smoke with a serious look. Lita. It's over. They saw how Chandler came out with a hole in his stomach, but in a moment he no longer had it. Chandler. That's all, I'll kill them. At one point they saw him change into his demonic form, making him become more serious, but before they started fighting they saw how Droll and Gloxinia stood in front of him. King. What are they doing? Droll. You guys run, we'll take care of this. With that, Merlin made everyone enter the bar in one movement so they could begin to leave the place, while the two former commandments and the demon began to fight. With that, the Sins were able to leave the place while the battle was taking place. Everyone was in the bar thinking about how to continue. Izuku. Now what do we do? Merlin. We can only get as far away as we can. When night came, all the Sins came out to see how Chandler was outside, ready to finish them off, but in a moment they saw how Meliodas also came out. King. This is bad. Izuku. And the worst part is that Escanor can't fight. They waited for the demon's movement until he said something. Meliodas. From today the 7 deadly sins are dissolved. But that everyone was surprised as they watched him leave the place, so they entered the bar. Izuku. Now what can we do? Merlin. We can only go to purgatory to search for Meliodas' feelings. Izuku. Let me go, I'm immortal so nothing will happen to me. Merlin. Okay, I'll send you over, but once you get in we can't do anything to help you. They saw how he was preparing to go to purgatory, but a voice stopped them. Momo. Wait a minute. They saw how the girl approached him to give Izuku a kiss on the mouth, who reciprocated it. Momo. That's a reason for you to come back. Izuku only separated so that he ended up going through a portal that closed. Izuku. This place is heavy, there is only a feeling of death, this is purgatory. He said it while falling from the sky where there were only black clouds with a red color. Pap 21. After everything that happened with Chandler and the death of Droll and Gloxinia, so that he ended up knowing that they had to go to purgatory, Izuku being the one who ended up going to look for Meliodas. Now Izuku was falling directly to the floor until he arrived to stop. To stand up looking at the entire place that was completely destroyed, being purgatory. Izuku. Since this is the great purgatory, I have to take care of looking for the captain. He would begin to walk around the place looking everywhere in search of Meliodas, although he would encounter some demons. Izuku. Damn, they're nothing. In one leap he ended up destroying the demons as if they were nothing, but because of this more appeared and he only had to kill them. Izuku. They're really annoying. The boy walked around the place, but the demons kept appearing. Izuku. They really are annoying. Time was beginning to pass by the place, but even if they were years in the other world, they were minutes for everyone. Momo. Hey Merlin, is Izuku okay? Merlin. Thinking that he is an immortal, we don't have to worry much about him. Diane. Apart from the time we have spent with him we can see that he is someone very strong. King. Although he has some of Ban's customs. Momo. So how was Ban with you? King. He kept being as annoying as possible. Merlin. But it's good that you followed him everywhere. King. So he wouldn't end up stealing anything or making a mistake. The girl had a small laugh at this. Kirishima. Purgatory, what's going to happen to Izuku now? Merlin. He's probably going to be very strong even though he's fighting thousands of demons right now, but it was nothing to him. Todoroki. And that demon king, how strong is he? Merlin. He's stronger than all of us combined, surely we couldn't do anything against him, but if Izuku becomes strong enough then we can fight him, and even more so having Meliodas on our side. Bakugo. It's ridiculous, I should fight and kill the demon king. King. Is he that arrogant all the time? Everyone nodded their heads but saw how Escanor entered with his enormous pride. Gother. We are about to witness who has the greatest pride. In purgatory Izuku was walking through the place, although now no demon was approaching him since everyone was dead. Izuku. They are too weak to fight me. The boy was walking calmly until he saw something in the distance that seemed to be a dragon. Izuku. I finally found you, Captain. The boy jumped to where the dragon was that tried to attack Izuku, who only dodged it with a little difficulty. Izuku. I have to update you on everything. With one blow he ended up pushing the dragon away, which was grunting in annoyance, but he couldn't continue since Izuku was in front of him with a smile, while he hit him in the stomach, followed by a blow of the mallet to the head, making him keep her in mind. The floor, but things didn't stop as he gave him an axe kick, causing his head to sink even more. Izuku. Now are you going to react? At one point he dodged a large amount of fire that came out of the dragon that went against Izuku, who could only kick him in the head, making him move away, followed by a complete turn to give him a kick further away from the place, but he didn't stop. since he stood in front of him to begin to give him a combination of blows and kicks without any breaks, until with one last blow he sent him flying, leaving him in a cloud of dust, which when he left was a blonde. Meliodas. Didn't you have another way to make him return to normal? Izuku. To be honest, I didn't think of any other way. Meliodas. Thank you for this anyway, though. Izuku. Don't thank me yet, I have to get you out of this place as quickly as possible before your father notices. I take his hand helping him get up. Chap 22. After Izuku entered purgatory where he was for days, although it was years only to face Meliodas returning him to normal, they were now dressing with some clothes that they had when killing a demon that they found around the place, preparing I know whatever will happen later. Izuku. So now we will have to face the Demon King. Meliodas. It's not necessary, if we go unnoticed until we reach the portal we can take it to get out of here, but for that the Demon King doesn't have to see us. Izuku. Then let's go and let's not waste any more time with all this. He said it to start walking. Izuku. Come on Captain, we have to leave before he realizes what we are planning. Meliodas. I still can't believe that you entered purgatory just to get me out of here. Izuku. What did you want me to do? I can't leave my best friend trapped. The two began to walk, although the demons they encountered on the road were demons whom they killed without any problem, as if they were nothing before them. Meliodas. The portal is nearby. Izuku. Then let's go. The two of them made sure the Demon King didn't see them until they saw the portal that was in front of them. Meliodas. There it is. Our demon. I can't believe you actually thought this was going to be so easy. At that moment the Demon King stood in front of them too. Izuku. Vala knew that the Demon King was ugly, but I didn't think that much. Our demon. Son, those feelings make you weak, I can't let you come back until I kill you. Meliodas. Then I'm sorry because I will return to Elizabeth no matter what happens. Our demon. Then I have to break all your bones to make it clear that you are going to stay. In a moment Izuku was next to him, punching him in the face, pushing him away. Izuku. Come on Captain, run, I'll be fine. Our demon. You are the immortal human who wants to bother me so much. Izuku. Nice to meet you, now I have to destroy you. He said it with a smile as he launched himself at the Demon King trying to hit him, but the Demon King blocked him quite easily to give him a blow that sent him flying, causing him to crash into some stones. Our demon. I will enjoy destroying you again and again. At one point he felt a cut, with Meliodas being the cause of the attack. Meliodas. Don't forget about me. Our demonio. Of course I haven't forgotten you, my son. The Demon King hit Meliodas, sending him flying, so that in a second Izuku was again in front of the Demon King, kicking him in the face, knocking him to the ground so that he fell on him, but before he did more damage, the Demon King ended up crushing him. Our demon. You are only a human, you can't do anything against me, the great Demon King. Izuku. Don't believe it. At one point Meliodas hit him on the knee, causing him to end up kneeling, so that Izuku kicked him in the face, making him look up, so that Meliodas hit him in the stomach, knocking him to the floor, at one point both of them at the same time. They hit him causing the ground to break while the Demon King spit out a little blood. Meliodas. We have to go. Izuku. Let's go. The two of them began to run at a high speed until they entered the portal with smiles on their faces. Meliodas. I still can't believe we really did it. Izuku. Yes, together we are unstoppable. At one point they saw how a giant hand entered through the portal, being the hand of the Demon King that took Meliodas. Izuku. Captain, no. He was about to go to Meliodas, but a second hand entered that showed a sphere of black energy that was launched at Izuku, hitting him, causing him to pass through the portal, while he watched how they took his best friend away. Chap 23. After Izuku went after Meliodas just to get out of purgatory, although they ended up encountering the Demon King making Meliodas unable to escape, now Izuku had an annoyed look for not having been able to get his friend out of that place, but he proceeded to walk until seeing the city which had demons apart from villains. In one part Class A and B with some professionals were fighting, but a certain black girl was using air currents to eliminate them, although she seemed tired. Momo. Damn, I can't go on any longer. He watched as Kirishima was sent flying to see Gigantomachia. Momo. And to make matters worse, there is a more difficult villain. She launched herself at Gigantomachia trying to hurt him, but it didn't work at all, the giant hit her and sent her flying. Momo. Where are you Izuku? Before she hit the floor she felt them grab her, so she opened her eyes looking at that green-haired man who had a smile. Izuku. It seems like someone was calling me. Seeing him, Momo hugged the green-haired boy. Momo. Where were you? Izuku. I only went for a friend, nothing more. Gigantomachia tried to attack them, but they themselves disappeared to reappear with the class. Izuku. You did a lot, it's my turn. I look at all the demons and villains. Izuku. Don't you see that you're interrupting a good moment? With a wave of his hand everyone was surprised as he defeated all the villains, even Gigantomachia, while the demons were destroyed. Todoroki. How strong did you get? Izuku. Enough to be able to defeat an entire army, and I'm stronger without my immortality. Momo. Wait, you're not immortal anymore. Izuku. Let's say I learned a way to deactivate my immortality, and with that I am stronger. I look at a part being a mountain. Izawa. What time is it? Izuku. He is already here, the Demon King. Boy. Sorry for being late, I'm intermythological, just a titan. But saying those words everyone began to tremble while Izuku left where the sins were. They were fighting against the Demon King who was using Meliodas' body. Hawk. If you want to hurt Melissa you'll have to kill me first. Our demon. Okay. With one attack he almost killed Hawk for holding him, but before he gave him the final blow, Hawk disappeared to reappear in the arms of Izuku who had a smile. Izuku. It seems like they forgot to call me. Our demon. This human again. King. Izuku, stay away, you can't beat him or your immortality. Izuku. About that, let's say that I don't plan to use my immortality. King. What? At one point the Demon King attempted to kill them all by creating a kind of dark dome, although King protected them all except Izuku. Our demonio. Vala, you're still alive. Izuku. This compared to what I went through in purgatory is nothing more than a simple wind. When the Demon King stopped the attack everyone saw how everything around him was destroyed. Diane. Incredible Izuku, I can take it. Izuku. Let's start with the party. He grabbed the Demon King's head and kneed him in the stomach, followed by a blow that sent him flying, causing him to crash into some rocks. Izuku. You guys try to communicate with the captain, I'll take care of him. He launched himself against the Demon King who came out of the rubble to receive a kick from Izuku that sent him crashing into the same ground, followed by another blow that created a cloud of dust from which Izuku came flying from a blow that the king gave him. Hell, when he stopped in the air he looked at him so that the two of them could launch at the same time. King. How can we help the captain? Gother. I think I have a scheme to get into his mind. Merlin. Then do it and Izuku takes care of the Demon King. In the fight you could see how Izuku and the Demon King were giving each other strong blows, making everything around them resonate so that Izuku kicked him away. Our demon. All this is useless. Izuku. Do you really think that? I think you should look around you. Our demonio. What are you talking about? In a moment, a beam of energy that Gother launched hit the Demon King squarely, causing him to stay completely still. Chapter 24. After Izuku left purgatory and went to where the 7 deadly sins were having a small fight against the Demon King, he now found himself still fighting against the Demon King using Meliodas' body, while inside his mind he was fighting against his son. Demon King. Give up, Meliodas, you can't beat me. Meliodas. That's what you're wrong, even though he's your son and he won't be as strong as you, I have something that you never had. Demon King. And what could that be? He said it with an arrogant smile at his firstborn. Meliodas. I have companions who fight on my side. He said it while he hit him in the face, pushing him away, while outside of the Demon King Izuku's mind, he hit him, making him move away so that he could see Izuku getting angry. Izuku. Oops, I think I missed it a little. At one point he was sent flying by a blow from the Demon King who had a smile while inside his mind he hit Meliodas, knocking him to the ground. Demon King. That human is more annoying than I thought. Meliodas. You're never going to understand, he's much stronger and that's because we support each other. He said it as he began to get up but began to be helped by Melissa. Melissa. And we are all here to support you in this battle. Meliodas. What are you doing here? King. With Gother's help we were able to enter your mind, Captain. Meliodas. Wait, if everyone is inside my mind, who is fighting against my other self? Diane. Izuku is taking care of that, he became very strong since he returned from purgatory. Outside his mind Izuku was bumping fists with the Demon King himself who was showing effort in the fight. Izuku. It seems that it is difficult for you to fight physically and mentally. Demon King. Shut up already. He said it trying to hit him that Izuku dodged. Izuku. Let me relieve you of that burden. He said it while he hit him in the stomach, moving him away, stopping him with a jump from starting to hit him without any breaks, so that Izuku appeared in front of him, trying to give him a kick that he barely managed to dodge to knee him in the stomach, pushing him away. But with a few turns he rejoined the air to land on his feet and return to the battle while on the other hand the professionals began to approach. Bakugo. Is that damn Deku? Izawa. He's having a fight against that person. All Might. I can easily say that he is much stronger than All for One, but who is he? Just then they saw Male approaching. Male. It is the Demon King himself using one of the bodies of his children. Saying that, they looked at the fight that was taking place until at one point the Demon King hit Izuku, pushing him away, so that in a moment a cruel sun hit him in the back, making him look at Male. Male. Don't forget one thing, you're not just fighting against a human. Elsewhere a spear hit him squarely, causing him to be sent flying to see King. King. You're fighting the 7 deadly sins. Demon King. Damn inferior clans, you will die now. He was about to attack him, but at one point Izuku kneed him, sending him flying, causing him to crash against the rocks. Izuku. If you want to kill them you have to eliminate me first. Merlin. I almost forgot, I hope you like this. He said it while sending a light to Izuku, who caught the object being his sacred treasure. Merlin. I figured you were going to need it. Izuku. Sounds good to me. He went against the Demon King, who began to come out of the rubble, but Izuku arrived in front of him, starting to hit him with his sacred treasure, making it impossible for him to be able to counter-attack the boy in a moment, who kept a smile until he hit him. A kick away. Demon King. I'll damn you, I'll kill you all. At one point he began to be lifted by the rocks that Diane was handling, so Izuku began to climb at a high speed until he was on top of him. Izuku. Now I want you to give us back the captain. He said it while giving him a full blow in the stomach, causing him to go downwards, breaking all the rocks, until he fell to the ground making a cloud of dust, and Izuku only went down to the place. Chap 25. After he defeated the Demon King, Meliodas returned to normal. Now he was getting up with a little help from Izuku, who took him by the hand, seeing his state, although Melissa began to heal him only for everyone to start surrounding him, having a smile in the face, but Izuku began to hear them calling him to see how the UA were approaching in the distance. Melissa. It's good that this is all over. Male. It's true, the Demon King is no longer going to worry us. Merlin. I wouldn't say the same. Everyone looked at the powerful magician, who revealed a perfect cube which contained the commandments. Male. Those are the commandments. Merlin. And as long as they continue to exist, the Demon King will also remain alive. Izuku. This is a big hassle. Meliodas. Don't worry, I have a way to end this. They watched as Meliodas recovered to stand up. Melissa. You don't have to try too hard as soon as it heals you. Izuku. Better let him know what he's doing. They saw how he passed into his form as a Demon King, so that with his power, he could destroy the 10 commandments with a little difficulty before him. Meliodas. With that they won't bother us anymore. Izuku. I had better not feel like continuing to break the Demon King's face, I was already quite bored with that. At one point he felt an extra weight on his body to see Momo, who was hugging him. Momo. You worried me when I found out that you went to fight the Demon King. Izuku. Don't worry, you can see that I'm still in one piece, I'm not dead. Momo. I don't care, you did it anyway. At one point they heard footsteps to see Zeldris, who was beginning to heal from his wounds. Zeldris. I did what I promised, brother, you became the Demon King, now you can free her. Meliodas. That's right, you can do us favors, Merlin. The magician with a movement made a large seal appear in front of them, so that Meliodas opened it, showing how some people came out, but among them was a woman who, upon seeing Zeldris, hugged her. Zeldris. I missed you, Zelda. The woman just hugged the demon, demonstrating her love before everyone. Mina. Who are they? Izuku. It's the vampire clan. By saying that, everyone was surprised by the name of the clan that was in front of them. Meliodas. Hey Zeldris, I would like you to take care of some things with your wife in purgatory. Zeldris. What are you talking about? Meliodas. Well, I don't want to be a Demon King. Elizabeth's curse has already been destroyed, so I would like you to do me that favor. Zeldris. So you propose that I be the Demon King and Zelda the Demon Queen? Meliodas. Yes, that's right. But that Zeldris put a smile on the boy, showing his happiness for that, while Izuku just started walking away from everyone. Escanor. Where are you going? Izuku. I want to rest a little, it's not easy to get out of purgatory and fight the Demon King again. In a moment a light surrounded Escanor, making him see Male being the cause of this. Escanor. What are you doing? Male. To be honest, I don't feel worthy of the sunshine, I betrayed my clan being the demon called Esterasa, that's why I would like someone who is worthy to have it, your Escanor, Lion of the 7 deadly sins, is the appropriate one to have this power. Escanor. Thank you Male-sama, I promise I will not disappoint you. Male. I know you're not going to do it, after all you are the strongest human, one more thing, now you can have a little more ease in using it, or in other words your body can now withstand the sunshine, if they leave me I have to go. He was about to fly away but was caught by Meliodas, who had a smile. Meliodas. Where do you think you're going? As punishment you have to celebrate this victory with us, let's go for a few drinks. Zeldris. Now that they say it, I also need some good chelas. Zelda. Then we hurry up because otherwise we won't have any. Gother. I don't understand that. Merlin. There was a float with some drinks nearby in case we won, but the Fox of Greed is taking everything now. He said it so that everyone came closer, seeing how Izuku was taking everything, so everyone went towards him to get the things from him, although he was hit by Momo, who couldn't get away from the boy. Chapter 26. After Izuku and the Sins had fought against the Demon King, everyone was now going to the city to see how they recovered from the attack of the villains, since although Gigantomachia seemed to be invincible, thanks to Izuku's participation, they were able to defeat him. Izuku. I think I was able to help a little during the time I was gone. Momo. You can't imagine how much help you gave us right now. Meliodas. The good thing is that we can start celebrating. Izuku. So if you let me, I have to start. He said it while taking out a barrel of beer, but before he started drinking the jetty hit him on the head. Izuku. Why is that? Momo. Don't drink, I don't want the father of my future child to be a drunk. Izuku. You take the fun out of everything. Meliodas. Don't worry, friend, we can go to a room where we have everything. He whispered that in her ear, making her smile. Soon everyone was in some kind of party celebrating the victory they had. Momo. Hey, where is Izuku? Merlin. I can't see Escanor anywhere either. Diane. Or King is starting to worry me. Melissa. Neither does Mr. Meliodas. Zelda. I can't see Zeldris anywhere. They were looking for those mentioned until they met Gother on the road, who was drinking some beer. Diane. Hey Gother, do you know where the other Sins are? Gother. If I remember correctly, they told me not to tell them anything. When he said that, the girls thought the worst until Momo's nose caught a smell of beer that came from a room a little away from the party. Momo. I hope they're not where I think they are. She said it walking towards the room, being followed by the other girls until she opened the door, seeing those deadly sins taking place as if there were no tomorrow, until they noticed the presence of the girls, who did not seem so happy at that moment. All F for what's going to happen. Izuku. Hey Meliodas. Meliodas. What's happening? Izuku. What do we do? He said it whispering, with this being heard by the other boys. Meliodas. Run for your lives, let's fly bitches. Everyone began to run, followed by the girls. On Escanor's side, he was running until he remembered something. Escanor. Wait, I'm the Lion of Pride, the strongest capital sin of all, the undefeated human in the whole world, I can't back down from this. He stopped to look at Merlin passing into his muscular form. Escanor. I will not allow anyone or a woman to leave me humiliated. At one point, lightning hit him in the face, knocking him to the ground. Merlin. Something to put you to sleep, I'll take care of you now. He said it while floating Escanor carrying him. Izuku. We lost one. Meliodas. Leave it behind, it doesn't matter. King. How does it not matter? He was the strongest. Meliodas. Separate, the room is very big, we can meet at the escape point. They separated as King was flying as best he could until a giant hand grabbed him and lifted him up. King. Hello Diane, did they tell you that you look very beautiful today? Diane. Spare that. He said it, taking the fairy king, who noticed a slightly lustful look in his eyes. The poor fairy knew that she was going to die for Snoo Snoo, but she was going to like it anyway. The other three ran until they were at the meeting point. Meliodas. Did they lose them? Izuku. Hardly, but it won't take long to find me. Zeldris. She's never going to find me, take a detour. Izuku. Yes, but what is that? He said it, pointing behind Zeldris, who looked at how it was a woman being Zelda, only for them to start running for their lives, but they saw how Zeldris stayed. Meliodas. What are you doing? Zeldris. Korin, I'll take care of them. Izuku. A real man. The two left while Zeldris watched the three girls approach. Zeldris. Live with honor, die with glory. He said it by taking out his sword. Zeldris. Dark mist. Before he could do anything, a flip-flop hit him on the head, knocking him to the floor so that the girl from the vampire clan would throw enzyme on him. Izuku and Meliodas were running, looking at the exit in front of them. Izuku. Missing little. Meliodas. A little more and that's it. At one point Izuku fell to the ground and was seen by Meliodas, who grabbed him to try to carry him, but something grabbed the other boy's foot, causing him to start being pulled from both sides. Izuku. My friend, you have to let me go. Meliodas. I'm not going to do it. Izuku. We did many things together, I couldn't get you out of purgatory, but if from this, live and fight another day, tell our story, goodbye. He said it, releasing Meliodas to leave in the hands of the Raven girl. Meliodas simply ran to leave while outside. Meliodas. Without sacrifice there is no victory. He said it, tired and sad for his friends and brothers, although he heard footsteps to see Melissa with a scary smile. Meliodas. I don't live in this one. Melissa. You're mine now. He said it to start making the captain of sin suffer. Chapter 27. After the final death of that demon, immortal human, new demon king and the strongest human in the whole world, like the king of fairies, they were all simply tied to a tree rather than beaten for what they dared to do. Being that they prohibited it. Meliodas. We try to have fun just that. Zeldris. How bad is it to spend time alone? Diane. Well, you have to think about it for the next time we ban it for a day. Momo. It doesn't hurt them to enjoy a party without drinking something. Izuku. But we needed it apart from making Zeldris open up more to us. Meliodas. It's been a while since we spent time as brothers. Eskener. I still can't believe that being the lion of pride I just fell before a woman. King. And me being the king of the fairies, I can't even use my spear. Diane. And it's going to stay that way until we get tired and stop being angry. Izuku. And how long is that going to last? Momo. A long time. He said it to begin to leave like the other girls, leaving only the group of tied men. Zeldris. Now we have to be tied to this tree while the rest celebrate. Izuku. Well, I think I have something up my sleeve. He said it while slowly out of nowhere he was taking out a bottle of sake, making them have a smile. King. But don't you think that's dangerous? I mean the girls are already quite angry with us. Izuku. Don't worry, at most they're only going to attack me, and since I'm immortal, they're not going to do anything to me. In a single second a knife landed on Izuku's head, causing him to drop the bottle while the girls looked at them. Merlin. I think we were very specific when we said no sake. Melissa. We are much worse now than before. By saying that the girls began to leave them locked in a perfect cube. Zeldris. Well now we are worse than before. Eskener. If it were daylight I could free us. Meliodas. If you try to bring Rita. Maybe that will work. Eskener. I already tried but I can't. But that they lost all hope of being able to leave the place alive, the days began to pass, and a wedding was being organized for Meliodas and Melissa who were walking calmly. King. Finally after years we will be able to see how the captain is getting married. Zeldris. I still can't forgive him for not choosing me as his best man. He said it while looking at Meliodas at the altar, and next to him was Izuku who was calm, on the bride's side was Momo as the bridesmaid. Izuku. Finally, thousands of years passed to reach this moment, how do you feel? Meliodas. A little nervous but it's normal at weddings. They saw how Melissa was making herself present in the place walking towards Meliodas with a smile on her face to stand next to him. The wedding was like a normal one, so that in the end when they started to leave, Melissa only had the flowers in her hand. Meliodas. Come on Melissa, we have to go. Melissa. Yes, but first I would like to do something. The girl, with her back turned, threw the flowers into the air, making it take a few seconds for them to fall into a group of girls, from which Momo came out with those flowers, while she had a blush on her face. Jiru. Looks like someone is lucky. Mina. Who is the lucky one? They watched as the girl walked until she was in front of Izuku, who had a smile on his face when he saw this. Momo. I think you know what I mean. Izuku. And you don't need to say it. He said it while taking her cheeks to give her a kiss. Momo. You don't need to say your answer either. Everyone looked good at the scene. It took a while for Izuku to hear what they called him being Uraraka, only for him to walk towards her being in a part alone. Izuku. What do you want? Uraraka. It's something very important, don't marry that Rufarak. Izuku. What are you talking about? Uraraka. Don't you understand? I love you, I want to be by your side, but in return she is only using you. Izuku watched this as he began to feel his hand being taken, but he let go of the hold. Izuku. I would never be with you, ever. Uraraka. Why? If I love you. Izuku. Unlike you, she did not celebrate my supposed death, she was sad, she looked for me and did everything possible to be by my side, but you simply did nothing. But that he began to leave where Uraraka was, who began to cry, he walked to a part where he saw Momo who approached him. Momo. I saw that Uraraka called you, what did she want? Izuku. Nothing, just bother me. Before they left he heard someone call him to see where he came from. Izumi. Wait a moment, I would like to ask you a favor, it is very important. Izuku. Now what? Izumi. I need you to come home at least so I can talk to mom or have dinner together, she really misses you. Izuku was about to refuse, but he felt a hug from Momo who gave him a smile to make him sigh. Izuku. Okay, this time I'll go, but don't take it for granted next time. Izumi. Thank you very much. But that they began to leave. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.